Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are making griot, Haiti's national dish. Griot is fried pork chunks, very well seasoned fried pork chunks. It is usually eaten with banane pesée or fried green plantains and pickles, which is a spicy slaw that is usually made of vinegar, cabbage, carrots, onions, and Scotch bonnet pepper. It's been at least a year since I've had griot, and let me tell you, this one right here was one of the best ones that I've had, and it was not fried. Let me share with you how I prepare my griot. So here are our ingredients. We're going to start with chunks of pork shoulder. I'm going to use Scotch bonnet pepper, some onion powder, some of my homemade garlic paste, some thyme. I have the juice of a couple of sour oranges, very important, some lemon juice, some salt and pepper, obviously, and I'm using my everyday seasoning from Trader Joe's and some lemon pepper. When it comes to my meat, you guys, I pretty much usually use the same seasoning. So it's up to you. Whatever you use at home to season your meats, it will be fine for your griot. What I feel is super, super important, or I should say really made a difference this time for me, was the fact that I used the sour oranges. So here I have some very fresh chunks of pork shoulders that have been thoroughly cleaned with plenty of lemon juice and vinegar. We'll start by adding the juice of our sour oranges. Next, our onion powder. Then our everyday seasoning, our lemon pepper, some salt, and some black pepper. The next step is to massage our meat. Our goal is to get every single chunk of meat covered in our seasoning. After tasting my seasoning, I realized that it was missing a bit more of that acidic flavor, so I decided to add only half of my lime. The sour orange actually did it for us. We were just missing a little bit more. The next step is to add my garlic paste. As you can see, I am rubbing it in there. We want to ensure that all of that garlic goodness is all over the meat. Now that most of our seasoning is in, I added a couple of tablespoons of olive oil to seal in all of the flavors together. So you guys, the next two ingredients are the essence of Caribbean flavor. I am referring to Scotch bonnet peppers along with thyme. As you can see here, I am dicing up not too much of the Scotch bonnet. We want to be careful with that because it will quickly overpower all of the seasoning that we have in there. Besides, you don't want this to be spicy to the point where you cannot taste the meat. You want to enjoy your food. As you can see, I am being very generous with my thyme. When it comes to making this dish, it is imperative to have this much thyme in there. So you guys, our meat is nicely seasoned. As you can see, I'm covering it up. I'm placing it in my refrigerator and it will be marinating for the next 6 hours. Okay, you guys, the time has come for us to cook our meat. After giving it a taste, I felt it needed a little extra something, so I decided to add some of my salt-free all-purpose seasoning. And as you can see, I will also add about 1/4 of a cupful of my everyday seasoning. I'll blend that in and it's going on our stove. Okay, you guys, my burner is set to high. My pot is very hot. What we're doing is we're adding our meat to the pot on high. Very important. You want it to get very hot very quickly. As soon as it starts to, as we say in Haiti, sweat, or it looks like it is burning, we're going to, not burning, but drying up. We're going to lower our temperature to medium, cover our pot, and this is where the magic will happen. The pork will render its juice, and the idea is to let our meat cook in its own juice, and this is where all of the flavors will come together, and this is what we're looking for. So our meat is bubbling, as you can hear it. What I normally do is after the first 15 minutes or so, I give the meat a mix. This is to ensure that every piece of meat gets to sit in the juice, okay? Because this is where all that flavor is in. And again, I did not add any water as yet. This liquid is from the meat. By the way, you guys, our meat is nowhere near cooked. I am covering it up and we're going to allow it to cook, allow it to do its thing. At this point, you guys, I lowered the temperature to my burner to a medium low to allow the meat to cook, to take its time to cook. After about 20 to 25 minutes, we can clearly see that our meat is coming together. It is starting to loosen up and get to that texture that we're looking for. You guys, as you can see here, our liquid has mostly evaporated, and that's a clear indication that the meat is almost there. Chances are it's not as tender as we're looking for, but this is how I check it. I normally take a piece of meat and I just poke it with a knife and see how tender it is. So we are not there yet. And since our juice has evaporated, most of it has, at this point is when I'll add about, I would say 3/4 of a cup of water. Stir it up. The seasoning in there is very strong, so the water is not going to dilute it in any way. So we're just going to add that water in there and allow it to cook. So you guys, after the last 20 minutes, our meat is finally cooked. As you can see, you know, it's still in that gravy, so it's still nice and wet and moist. I'm showing you the texture that you are looking for here. See how easy it is for the knife to penetrate through? You see how soft that is, how tender this is? This is the indication that we're looking for. Our meat is done. Okay, you guys, so our meat is cooked. We toss that aside. Now for our green plantains or banane pesée. What we're doing here is we're adding a good amount of oil to our pan, as these plantains will fry twice. Okay, so what I did was I peeled my plantains, and each one, and I'm only doing two of them. I'm making two of them, so each plantain gave me about 5 pieces. So we're going to just add these to our pan. By the way, you guys, my burner is set to medium. As you can see here, I'm using a cast iron pan. Those they retain a lot of heat. They will burn your food in a matter of seconds, so you want to be careful with that. So here's my plantains, you guys. I just wanted to show you. The oil is not hot yet. Now it is. So you guys, my plantains are in my pot. We are going to allow them to cook through. The objective is to allow it to cook halfway on one side. We're going to turn them on the other side and allow it to cook. We're talking 3 to 4 minutes per side here, depending on how hot your pan is. So you guys, after about 4 minutes, I am turning my plantains to the other side, and I will allow them to cook 4 minutes on that side as well. So you guys, I've allowed my plantains to cool down a bit. What you're looking at here is some salt water. The idea is to mash the plantain. We want them flat. I don't have, unfortunately, one of those nice things to press the plantain, so I make do with what I have. I'm just using 2 saucers, and I'm going to mash my plantains, dip them in the salt water, and we're going to fry them again. And this time we're talking about 2 to 3 minutes on each side. We're looking for a nice, thin, crispy, or I should say crunchy plantain. Guys, please take this second to give me a thumbs up. Please share this video and subscribe to the channel if you have not. I would really appreciate it. Okay, you guys, so here is our meat. She is ready to get in the oven. By the way, my oven has been preheating. I actually have it on broil, on high. What I'm doing here is I actually lined my pan with some parchment paper, obviously, you know, to ease up the cleaning process, but it's not necessary. In any case, I am going to place this on the very top rack of my oven. It is on broil, so that heat is coming from the top. So it's going to give us that nice, crispy, nice brown color to look like basically as if it was fried. So this will be in there getting some color for no more than 8 to 10 minutes. Guys, as you can see here, we have obtained that nice color that we were looking for. The objective now is to turn it around. We're going to get the other side to get some color as well. And this should take no more than 6 to 7 minutes. Okay, you guys, so after a good 7 minutes, my griot is ready. I will allow it to sit for a good 5 minutes before I plate it up. No knife or fork required here. Finger food all the way. Okay, so we're talking griot, banane pesée, and pickles. We're going to enjoy this, my husband and I. Guys, if you enjoyed this video, I would appreciate a thumbs up. Please share the video, help me grow. It costs you absolutely nothing to do so. And please subscribe to the channel if you have not yet done so. Thank you so much for your support. I will see you guys next week. Be safe. Bye.